Welcome to Talking with Patrick, talking about everything and anything in Ireland with a harder edge. In this episode, I'm joined by Irish actor Diarmuid Noyes. We talk about his beginnings in plays and theatres as a child, all the way to acting in feature films, to his preference for intense, darker, character-rich roles. So today I'm here with Irish actor Diarmuid Noyes. Diarmuid, how we doing?
What's the crack? How's things?
Not too bad yourself. Been busy?
Good. It's nice to actually be in a studio with you. We've known each other for years.
Yeah, that's right.
Grew up together.
Yeah, that's right.
It's pretty cool to be doing this.
Yeah. Time flies, isn't it?
Yes, it's mad. It's mad, man. It's only like, God, it seems like years ago when we were out skating. I was out skating with the lads and everything, and God, then we were like, now all of a sudden you got kids and you're married, and it's just mad.
Yeah,
mad
I know.
Time flies.
Yeah. I don't think I was one of the skaters. I could never skate.
No, you weren't one of the skaters.
No. I think I tried my sister's skateboard and I just kept falling my ass.
Yeah.
It was a disaster. We had rollerblades though.
Oh, did you rollerblade?
We had rollerblades.
Oh yeah, I rollerbladed as well. So there you go. Yeah.
Although, like, kind of
loads of them went into film who rollerbladed.
Really,
Albert Huey's he was like a massive pro rollerblader who had skates named after him and everything like that. But he's like a big DOP now in the industry.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Must be.
Yeah.
I see
people go into it.
I see some people, like I see it on Instagram and stuff. Cameramen, they're on rollerblades and they're like with Steadicams and stuff, and they're like, and it looks amazing.
Al brings his blades with him, and now and again he'll whip them on, like, you know what I mean. If you just need like a instead of a tracking shot, just whip them on. He's so steady with it.
Pretty cool. You've got experience with it. I kind of got put off rollerblades because when we went down for a family holiday in
you
Cork,
tried your sisters on, you fell on your ass.
No, that was another day. No, we were in Cork. I know Cork has all these massive hills, and we said, we've got down this hill. I think I was only like 9 or something. And we went down, and not even halfway down, we were like, oh shit, this is a really bad idea. And we were flying down it. I didn't want to go down the very end because we were all going to die, we thought. So I jumped on the grass.
Yeah.
My poor cousin grabbed a lamppost and swung around it. And my sister was going down it, and she was like, went straight into all these wheelie bins all over. That put me off.
when we were shooting Christie, the short, we were on this massive hill, and there was these kids that were all day like coming around on rollerblades, and there was this one kid, and he was just like clunking around on the blades, and the girl, it was him and a girl, and they were just like best friends. You'd love to write a script about it, but she was like, do you know, every time, do you know we call him flying? We're like, what? You call him flying? They're like, yeah, because every time he goes down that hill, he goes flying. And it's like, oh, so cute. They were the best, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
So since we kind of started a bit at the start, how did you get into acting?
How did it start? I'm 38 now, so I was 9 years old when I started professionally. So my mum and dad split up when I was young, and I was kind of like, I was a little bit like lost in a way. And then I was in school, and I got into a school play in school, and then it was kind of exhilarating but like scary. And then I started doing drama classes in school, and then a girl in my drama class told me about this place, Betty Ann Norton Theatre School. So at the time, I fancied a certain actress, a famous actress, and I was just kind of like, I was only 9. I was like, if I go to drama school, I'll get to Hollywood, become famous, and go out with her. So I asked my mum to put me in that drama school, and I got into like a theatre job. I got into the Gate Theatre, a play in there, like in the first month that I was in there, and I kind of just started learning on the job then, yeah.
And from when you're 9, is that something that you realised, oh, this is what I want to do?
Yeah. Do you know, I remember having a memory of me in a Superman costume, jumping up and down on the couch, watching. I used to watch movies that were far too old for me, but I remember thinking I want to be in movies when I was 5 years old. Yeah, jumping up and down. So I kind of knew at that point. Yeah.
So you're like a 90s kid like me, where you watch it like Terminator, Terminator 2, Aliens, RoboCop,
Alien, Terminator, Predator,
yeah. Oh god,
everything our parents shouldn't have been letting us watch. Do you know what I mean?
I know, yeah, because we were just left in front of the TV in those days. Because I remember, like, my granny would come up and then she'd be like, "What on earth are you watching?" And I think it was I think it was Aliens one day, and there's all these people getting killed and facehuggers. She's like, "Oh my god!" And your mom lets you watch this. I was like, "Yeah, it's all right, dear." She's like, "Shut up."
But do you remember back in the day, like we don't get it anymore, I don't think. But like, do you remember like your parents popping their head in and just being like, "Is that over 15s, over 18s? What is that?" Like they'd ask you the age.
Yeah.
If it was over 18s or over 15s, so like, no, can't watch it. And then, my parents didn't know that. But like, yeah,
No,
I always like secretly watched everything.
because I think we were like 5 siblings. So by the time I came around, my dad was always working on, and so my mom was just like, "Oh yeah, whatever." I remember we were watching some Van Damme film. We used to watch loads of them. I can't remember which one. Was it Double Impact or something like that? And I just kind of walked in, and there was some like Van Damme saucy sex scene going on. And I remember going like, "Oh, what's this?" And I was really young. And then my dad's car pulled in the driveway. I didn't hear it. Everyone ran off. My dad came in.
It was just you.
And it was me. I can't remember what age. I was so young, like, and I was just watching it going like this. And he was like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "The film." "What is it?" I was like, just this chap here and this girl." Everyone got in trouble because they clearly abandoned me.
What was your favorite one back then as a kid? Did you ever watch one over and over again?
I watched Terminator.
Yeah.
Nearly over and over. I watched Aliens.
Yeah.
Over and over. Probably all the Star Wars.
Star Wars. Man.
Star Wars over and over.
It's mad.
What else did I watch?
Did you grow up with The Last Action Hero? Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, I love that film.
Man.
Yeah.
Epic.
At the same time, I was like, "Whoa, this is really weird." But
Yeah.
it was very True Lies, another one.
True Lies. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love all the Schwarzenegger films.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. I used to love all of them.
Is there one that you ever regret seeing too young?
A Schwarzenegger film or in general?
Anyone in general? Is there one that like haunted you or like
Probably It.
It?
An Exorcist.
Exorcist.
I think because also
my
remember
God.
the series that It had.
Yeah.
It was the series.
Yeah.
I think it was probably because my brother and sisters were just like messing with me so much.
Yeah.
I was scared of that when I was a kid. I was like, "Oh," you know.
And I think arachnophobia ruined a lot of people's young people's
I loved
lives.
that film. Yeah, but my brother
I'm
hated
scared,
it.
that's
I got
scary.
revenge on my brother.
I couldn't turn on a lamp for years. Because
does
remember
that
that scene where he comes
yeah.
down? Oh, yeah. I'm not scared of spiders anymore.
But
But back then, it just like scared the. Oh man,
It is pretty creepy. My brother is really afraid of spiders, and he hated that film. He was always teasing me, and so I'd get him back and with arachnophobia. I'd be like, I think I like toy spiders. I was trying toy spiders. Now he's like more than 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were so many great films back then. But yeah, definitely Aliens, Terminator, all the Schwarzenegger films.
Yeah.
I liked Alien 3, even though I was very young, even though people hate it.
Yeah.
I kind of liked
That was
it
good.
because it was very just an absolute depressing mess of a film.
Yeah.
You know?
What's your favorite film?
I think that's kind of shifted over the years. Like, it was definitely Aliens for ages.
Yeah.
And probably Predator. I really loved Predator.
Epic, man.
Then, do you remember in the 90s Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
I loved that.
I used to love that as
But
well.
the thing is, I didn't get that it was satire.
we grew up with the exact same taste in films.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's insane.
Very
Insane.
gory
Yeah.
type films.
Yeah.
It's funny actually when I watched it. I think I watched it a couple of years ago again, and when I think I was like maybe under 12 years old or something like that when I watched it first, and I thought, "Oh, this is cool! All these aliens and all these like soldiers shooting the crap out of everything." But I didn't obviously didn't realize that it's like hugely satire
Yeah.
from it. Like it's like taking the piss out of authoritarianism and getting like with people trying to get citizenship and sign up, do your duty and all that type of stuff, and the enemy, and you kind of realize, oh, the aliens actually aren't really the enemy. The humans are a big bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
Just going in and killing everyone.
Yeah.
What was your favorite film when you were growing up?
Growing up, what was the one I watched the most? It was probably Terminator 2. I think it was Terminator 2. And then it shifted to The Last Action Hero. It was The Last Action Hero. And then as I got a bit older, then I was introduced to The Godfather, and that was kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I think probably the early 2000s when I kind of started watching Goodfellas, Casino.
Yeah.
I think I watched Casino when I was younger, but I just didn't understand what the hell was going on.
Yeah. They were like the staple films for our generation, weren't they?
They were the staple
And
films.
now like even like the younger generation, like my younger cousin and like people I've worked with, not in film but in other jobs, don't know like who Al Pacino is, don't know The Godfather.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like
that is insane.
that's just how it goes, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So they probably have another thing now that
They have
look
another
up.
person.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Oh, speaking of Pacino and Heat.
Yeah.
I just love
100%.
just love that scene at the bank robbery. That's
Yeah.
such
I got a
amazing.
huge thing on my wall, like this amazing big photo of the two of them at the table.
Oh yeah, in the diner. When they kind of go face to face.
And you got like a little bottle of ketchup in each scene. It's cool. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, that was an absolutely epic film. But again, I was a little bit older when I seen that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, geez,
Aren't they making a second one?
They are.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I don't
know how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Because of, obviously, not to spoil it for anyone who sees it, but kind of has a definite kind of end for it with the characters and stuff. So don't know.
Yeah.
De Niro's bank robber son. Or something.
Yeah. Well, you just say nothing.
Say nothing. But I like the story about that. I don't know if it's true. Is that they say Pacino is like the character was supposed to be the cop, a big cokehead.
Yeah.
But I think they cut that out of the script. But Pacino kept acting like a big, massive cokehead. And I remember watching the film going, whoa, this guy is insane.
Yeah.
You know, not realizing what that stuff does to people.
Yeah.
When I was younger, you know.
Yeah. And
so was any of these films like that you were growing up watching that really inspired you to say I want to be an actor?
Like as a kid or just like in general?
Oh, in general.
In general, growing up. I mean, there was, what was one? A big one for me would have been The Godfather 2 was a big one. When I was younger, it would have been the likes of, The Mighty Ducks was a big one for me growing up. I just loved I idolized the young lads and that. Yeah, and then in the noughties and stuff when Heat and all that started coming out, it was mostly Irish films really that really motivated me. So the likes of The Wind That Shakes the Barley, or any Cillian Murphy film, like, do you know what I mean? Intermission, and what was that film? It was brilliant. Perrier's Bounty was a big one for me as well.
Oh, was it Brendan Gleeson?
That was Brendan Gleeson, Cillian Murphy. Yeah. There was a load of them. And then, like later in life, then The Master. The Master is my favorite film of all time, really.
The Master?
Yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Really
Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman. And it's kind of loosely based on L. Ron Hubbard, who created Scientology.
That should be a good watch.
It's cool. It's cool. It's just a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson wide shots, slowly zooming in and just literally letting Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman just do their thing, and you're just watching them bounce off each other, and it's like you just don't know what they're going to do. The two of them just like go. Everything seems to be improvised almost. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's someone who went too soon. Very talented.
Yeah.
What was that film where he was? I can't remember. He was a priest, and then he's accused.
Oh, Doubt.
Doubt. Yeah, that was a really good film.
So
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That was very
cool.
good.
Yeah.
A really good slow burner and very good. You really kind of believe that he is his character. He just really gets so engrossed in it.
He's never put a foot wrong. He's never everything he's done. Even like Along Came Polly, he's like the best thing, one of the best performers ever. And he's just like, let it rain. He's just like, you know what I mean? He's amazing.
Yeah, he's
Punch Drunk Love, like he's just That's that. He's just like phenomenal, man. And everything he does, do you know what I mean? Never drops the ball.
Yeah, that was a real shame.
Yeah.
I'll just get you to move a little bit. Don't worry, I'm going to cut that bit. Yeah. Move the camera there.
Yeah. Typical unprofessional actor, like that's the one.
Rule
number one of acting: find the lens. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Right, we're repositioned.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose as you as an actor, you're not supposed to really worry about the camera too much. That's for the DP and the director to tell you.
Yeah.
You're just being your character.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, there's like that's the dream as an actor. You know what I mean? If you have a lot of space to just like the likes of Dog Day Afternoon or something. You know what I mean? Actually, that was one growing up. That was a big one for me actually. But yeah, it's literally just being in your own world and just letting the camera find you. There's a few cinematographers I've worked with that are like that. Narian Van Meel is very, very like that. That we were watching Double Blind last night, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
He was cinematographer on that. But yeah, it's very much like like sometimes when you're shooting, sometimes you're at the mercy of they need you to hit certain marks, and they've already set up the lighting. So you got to just like, adhere to what they want. But the dream, and it's only a couple of jobs I've done, like Christie, is where you literally, the camera, like you come on set and do your thing, and then they'll set up the lighting according to what you're doing.
Right.
And they'll just find you, So it always turns me on when they're just going handheld all the time, or steady cam. You're like, yes, I can just go where I want. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
so Double Blind was I think it was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Double Blind. Yeah. I had watched most of it last night before I was going to go sleep, and I was like, this is great, but it's going to give me fucking nightmares. and I have a tendency to talk in my sleep as
and
well.
about insomnia, not being able to sleep.
Exactly.
And we're all like falling asleep, and then you fell asleep during it because we're all like...
No, I paused. I said, right, I'm going to save this for tomorrow because I don't want to miss anything. Well, I loved the mood and atmosphere of it. It kind of, I know it's not, like I'm saying 28 Days Later, that sounds a bit weird, but just kind of the vibe and the atmosphere and the moodiness of it kind of just kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just kind of...
I think also there was Ian Hunt Duffy who directed. I think a big part of his influence on it was The Shining.
Okay.
And Alien. I think the first death in the movie, he wanted it to be kind of like that bust out scene of the chest in Alien.
Yeah.
That was one of his, he'd kind of have certain things that he'd tell us about, and he'd be like, right, well, I want it to be like this, or I want it, what I mean? So.
Because it was creepy. I think that's probably why it's not like 28 Days Later, but just the kind of unsettling atmosphere of it. It's just really unsettling.
Yeah.
And nothing's like, let's say in the first 10 to 15 minutes, like nothing really bad has happened to them. But you just have this absolutely awful feeling of dread in it. Yeah. And you feel a bit sorry for the characters because, like, obviously they're doing it for money.
Yeah.
They're not in good positions. And then when your character is talking about, he wants to not share like a house with like 5 other people. He wants his own living room. It kind of makes you a little bit sad because that's obviously what's kind of going on in Ireland now. People are, crammed into these tiny houses, bed sits and stuff. It's a dream to actually be able to have your own place,
Yeah. Well, we may dream away. I'll tell you that. In this country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just, not anytime soon.
No.
But how was it working on Double Blind?
It was amazing. I love Ian, and I love so for like it was really kind of claustrophobic because the whole thing was actually a real set built in a factory, so it wasn't like the lads Steve Kingston and James, they just set up this amazing, they came in and did it like basically in a weekend, and the other production team pulled out, I think, or something happened, so Steve and the lads just didn't sleep, which is kind of fitting for the film, and they aced it. Like, so you'd go, no matter where you walked, you were on the set. You come into the corridors, into the common room and everything, so you felt like you're really in it. There was no heating, there was nothing, because it was a low enough budget, so it really it kept you on edge. You felt like you were tired. You felt like, and then we were all really creative and really in it. So it was really, really enjoyable. And then you'd be rehearsing. I'd be in my own zone, kind of just rehearsing and stuff. And Narian, he's the kind of DOP where he kind of just sits back and watches everything. You wouldn't even really know he's there. And I noticed he'd be watching me and seeing what I'm doing. I'm going over everything. And then he realized that maybe I'm going to try something different. So he'd get them to change the lighting and tweak the lighting.
Wow.
And because he wanted to catch me better, which was amazing. And he'd come under your legs with the camera. He'd do everything. Do you know what I mean? It was really, really creative. Yeah.
So he was kind of reacting to you guys as actors, thinking something special could happen here.
Yeah.
Something different. I want to try and catch it in a unique way.
Yeah. Yeah. Some DPs might just have their idea, you know what I mean? And you've done it for what you've rehearsed and that's it. But he would modify it by just in between takes. He sees you doing something and he can feel that you might try something different, or you might go this way, you might look this way, or you might move a certain way. And then he would, without telling anyone, he'd just be like, and he modified it, he tweaked the lighting. But I noticed it and I was like, that's cool. You know what I mean? That's very
different.
He wants to capture, bring the best out of you all the time. Yeah. So he's always turned on,
So he's
That's
not
really cool.
he's not just taking it as another day in work, going like, when am I clocking off?
Yeah, or he's not just coming in and going, it's my painting, it's my picture, I'm the main guy. No, he's like, it was really collaborative, So
Yeah.
that was cool.
Oh, sounds amazing.
And then, but at one point, one of the funniest things I've ever witnessed was the fire alarm went off. So we had a big scene. It was a dream sequence or a death sequence, and there's smoke everywhere, like billowing, and then the smoke kind of reveals this kind of devil kind of figure or whatever. But we were using so much smoke that the fire alarm went off in the place, and they couldn't use it. So they ended up going, "What are we going to do? Like, we need to shoot." So they had they had a crew member just vape and vape and vape. So they're just like just blowing vapes into the thing, and it worked. And then your one was just like, "Fuck, I'm getting really lightheaded here." Like,
He's cloud proud.
it was amazing. Just vaping. So they didn't. Oh man, I've never seen someone smoke so much vape in my life.
Was he all right after?
Yeah,
the break?
she was grand.
She was grand.
Yeah, but she got lightheaded. Like, she was like, "I need to just sit down for a sec." Cause it was amazing. They were like, hold for dizziness, and then you come back. Yeah.
Jeez, that's taking one for the team, isn't it?
Yeah. Big time. Yeah, it was brilliant.
How did you kind of like prepare for that type of film? You know, because it's so dark, and it's so like. Is it kind of true when people, let's say, when you do like a horror film like that, like when you're trying to get into the character, you might off balance yourself or whatever, or you're always holding it together and thinking, no, I'm a character. This is just what I'm playing. Does that affect you?
I think it depends on the actor. Like, everyone's different. Me personally, I always bring pieces of the character with me. I don't know about other actors. I can only speak for myself, but yeah, I'll always bring them home with me, and I enjoy that. Like, it's the only way I know how to do it. I wouldn't stay in character as such, but I bring them home with me. So I'm always kind of in character. So when I'm walking home, or I'm, after we finish something, I'll feel something or see something on the street that informs the next day, or, so I can see it as the character, and I can use that or something. But I wouldn't be going home and, living in a tent or something if my character was living in a tent, I'll leave that to Daniel Day.
I was just thinking the exact same.
You're
not going full Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah. I mean, it works for him, and it's amazing, and maybe I would do it at some point if it required it. But you kind of just do what you feel you need, I think,
Yeah.
But yeah, some things I've taken home. It's taken a while to shake off. Certain roles. With that one, it wasn't so much because I don't want to get too dark on it, but my grandmother, when I got cast, just before the audition on the weekend, my grandmother died, and I was with her when she died, and she lived a long, great life. But I was with her, so it was my first time actually witnessing death.
Yeah.
And then it just put everything in perspective, and all my fears and anxieties and all my rituals that I'd have before auditions and stuff just went out the window. And I was just like, I really didn't care. I was just like, just go and do it. Just do it. And I didn't really have any fear, because I'd witnessed the most kind of thing that we all fear. Did the audition, got a call back, got it. And then when we were filming the week, it was actually, that was later. But yeah, when we were filming, it was just, I just came on with everything in perspective. And I was just like, it's great to be doing all this, and it's lovely, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's more important things in life. Because I used to come on going, film is everything, you know what I mean? But at the time the Ukraine war had just kicked off and all, and we were sitting in a hotel, and I'm just going, my God, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we're so lucky to be doing this, and it isn't that. And then it frees you, when you're like, it's not. When you really feel it really, like, nothing we really do matters. At the end of the day, we're going to be in a nursing home or whatever. Then it frees you to really play and really, like, not be afraid of making mistakes. So I really enjoyed that one. I could just really explore and play and just it was quite an intense shoot, and we were up against it in time, but I was never felt pressured. I enjoyed it, you know what I mean? And I really enjoyed that one.
So with that experience with your grandmother being there with her till the end, that sort of, as you said, took the kind of the pressure off you, because everything was in perspective.
Yeah.
And you kind of, maybe when you're in the audition, now I'm just theorizing based on what you said, kind of, you weren't, let's say, acting. I don't know how to say it, but I can understand what you mean.
I wasn't trying to please anyone.
Yes, yeah.
I wasn't trying. It wasn't
pleasing. Yeah.
It wasn't result-based acting or performative-based acting.
Yeah.
I was just like doing it.
Yeah. You were just being the character.
Being the character. I was just like, look, I don't care if I get the part or not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Your character's kind of like that in the film as well. He's a bit nonchalant, and he's a bit like he's not the first
Yeah.
drug trial he's done. When it probably freaked most people out, he was like, "Oh, you're new."
Yeah.
So he's kind of like that in any way, isn't he? So probably works to your advantage then.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way, because he is a bit. Oh, of course, things get a bit hairy then.
Yeah.
He's not so nonchalant.
Then he's yeah. And that was great as well, because then I could really, go for it and let everything out and stuff, but also be safe, because I didn't feel the need to really, go whatever they call it, method, as you say.
Or really overperform.
Yeah.
Or that's what I was looking for. Overperform. Yeah, to impress the panel and stuff.
And the cast were great. They were all, we all got on like a house on fire, and most of them, I think, most of them would they were all just really accommodating to each other, and just shooting the breeze in between takes, and it was lovely,
It was mostly an Irish cast.
It was actually, who was it? It was kind of split. It was like English, Irish, Scottish.
Yeah.
Had Pollyanna McIntosh, I think she's Scottish, and then there was like one or two English and one or two Irish. Yeah, it was good fun.
That was by, I think it was Failsafe Films.
Yeah.
And some other, what was there?
Failsafe.
Oh no, I think
that was it. Failsafe.
No, actually, do you know why I'm confusing? Because it said Failsafe Films, and then as it leads into the film, there's the logo of the fictional research. So I was like, was that another film production company? I was like, oh no, actually, it's just
yeah. Black. I forget what it was called now.
Yeah, it was very
Black something. Yeah,
it was very well done.
Blackwood.
Yeah. Blackwood Research Institute or something like that.
That was the one.
Yeah, it's very, very well done. Very creepy. The set.
It's great for the budget. Fair play.
But
what they pulled off.
It looks like it'd be higher budget, because everything was just the set design. And it looks so good.
I think it was only like 2 million or something like that.
Well, I love the little tree in the middle.
Yeah,
in the area. Yeah.
God, it's amazing what they did with it. Like,
And so after that, so then you think, I know you've been in a good few films and series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You were then in Christie as the supporting actor.
Yeah.
You were the brother.
Shane,
Shane, the brother of Christie.
Yeah.
So how was that's actually doing? It's everywhere now. It's doing so well. It must be great to be a part of something like that, and to have such an important role in it.
That was a dream. That was an absolute dream. God, yeah. Yeah, Brendan Canty just reached out to me over Facebook, the director, years ago, a couple of years ago now, and he just said he'd been watching my work and he really liked my work, and he had this one scene. It was only one scene in the short.
The original short, Christie.
Yeah. And I just got this vibe off him, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And it became such, like, when we went down to Cork to kind of rehearse, and he asked me would I help the other kids rehearse, because some of them were from a place called The Cabin, which is, became famous for the rappers, and they became famous for doing The Spark, this song that went viral. And so we went down and helped them rehearse, and it became so enjoyable. Like, just, I got so much personally, we all did, of just like working with these kids and getting them all out and seen on screen. And that was what it became about. And then it went on to become a feature. Then BBC became interested, and then they made my character much, much bigger. And fair play to Brendan, and Alan, because, a lot of directors would probably go, when it got funded, we'll go for someone who has more, weight behind them, or who's more famous or something, for that role. And Brendan didn't, He said, no, we'll give it to you. And then they went with like kind of more unknown, like street casting, and one or two, a few, known actors and professional actors. But it was amazing. Yeah, absolute dream of a job.
And so when the short film was 2019, was it? Or I can't remember.
I don't know, actually. Yeah, I think it might have been 19 or 20.
And he was working on it to get funding for the feature.
He was basically, as far as I know, he was working on it just to work on it, just for that. I think he might have had an idea that there was going to be a feature down the line. But then what happened was Chris Wally was in it, and he showed it to, or no, was he in the short? Can't remember now. It's been so long ago. But Chris Wally saw it, and showed it to his agent at the time, Troika, and they got interested in it, and then it started snowballing, and then Conor McCahan, who owned Troika at the time, he has a production company with Fassbender, and he got really interested, and then they took it on, and then there was a difference of opinion in terms of what it should be. So then they parted ways, and then Scott Free took it on, Ridley Scott's company, and then Marina left Scott Free, the producer, and took it with her. And the BBC got involved, but it was literally all down really to Chris Wally. He showed it to his agent, and then it kind of snowballed and kind of got legs.
Yeah. Because I know that the short film was very well received.
Yeah.
And then when it came into the feature, because I think I seen the short film on Airtainment, the streaming service, and I was like, okay. And then afterwards, I found out, I was like, oh, there's actually a feature of it. It's the same. It's actually just now like probably longer, more fully fleshed out. And so your character then, tell us about your character, the brother,
Shane. So Shane he's based on Brendan's brother-in-law.
Okay.
And he's a house painter. He's gone through the foster care system, and Christy is his half brother. So Shane has a family at this point. He's been successful through the foster care system, has his own house, he owns his own company, and has a new kid and a girlfriend who he really loves. But Christy goes through the same system and screws it up. And it's his last chance. Otherwise, he's about to become 18. If he becomes 18, they're going to just drop him like a hot stone. So we got to figure out what to do here. So he's my half brother. So I haven't, he's like an estranged brother. I haven't seen him in a while. So I end up taking him into my house to kind of look after him until we can sort something out. And what happens is it kind of triggers demons in me and my old trauma for me. And then for him, it's like a coming of age kind of story, and it's him kind of finding his place in a community. The whole thing is about community, but it's all about what's not being said between Irish males, and then it's all the women in the film kind of, they're like the pillar stones of the community in this, and it's all about what's not said between me and Stacey as well, my other half, played by Emma Willis. So it's all, it's kind of like all about like what's not said,
Yeah.
So it's beautiful that way. Yeah.
And did you take a piece of that character with you as well?
Yeah, that was a hard one to shake off, actually. Yeah, that I was quite depressed after finished shooting that one for a while, because we'd been working on it for a year, like maybe 2 years, and I was quite involved. The lads would always send me the new versions of the script. So BBC had originally funded just they didn't fund the actual film at this point. They just funded the what's the word? The
concept and the development of it.
The development of the script.
Yeah.
So the lads got Toby Clark over from England, who's a great acting coach, and we actually sat down and just developed the characters and lived as the characters, and would improv and do everything, and then that would all it was like therapy, and then that would go into the script and everything, and then they'd send it back to BBC, and BBC would be like, well, maybe this, maybe that, and when BBC were happy enough, then they greenlit the actual project then, and then we had more time to go over everything and then rehearse and everything, and by the time we were on set, it was a 6-week shoot. We were the characters, and we were like, there was no, like, you were just there, and it was so much freedom to just do what you wanted. Like there was a script there, but how we got to the result of what we needed in those scenes, the lads were very open to improvising or going a different way, and it was absolute magic, like just literally living that character. So, and it was a lot of changing myself as well, and getting into the accent and changing the body a little bit, and then so by the time we finished, we were all so close. It was such an experience that then you just feel really hollow. You don't know where to go. Back to being me, and I was like, whoa.
Because you're this other person for those 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like you're living and breathing that character.
Yeah. And I very much, that was one of those jobs where I kind of stayed in it a lot, a lot. Like on set, after we'd all go out for pints, but on set I would just kind of stay in the corner and just stay as him. and just record myself and stuff, making sure it was the accent and everything was perfect. So after you're doing like how many, like, you know, you're doing like 8 hours a day as that, or like 11 hours a day doing that for like 6 weeks. So then, you know, when you come back, your whole, like, you don't know what to do. You're back in your own life. So it was a big jump for me. I realized, wow, aftercare is actually really important for actors. And people have been saying to me for years, do you learn how to do aftercare? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then I realized, right, yeah.
Well, it makes sense because you're feeling these intense emotions.
Yeah.
You know, being the character. And, you know, obviously with the character that you played, Shane, the brother, he's had a very bad upbringing. Well, he's come through the foster care system successfully, but there's trauma there, you know, and he's had some lived experiences. So, you know, to actually try and make that a part of yourself, it must take its toll, really.
Yeah, and you know, you develop. I see, actors don't talk about it a lot, but I say a lot of people go through this, where even just the people who are playing your mum in the show or in the film, if you're doing it for a long time, or like Danny, who played my brother, or, you know, Emma, who played my girlfriend, the love of my life in it and stuff, you develop such an attachment to them, and in your own mind, or, you know, for me anyway, I kind of substitute them for people in my life, so you become really close to them within yourself, and then all of a sudden it's gone. You know, the minute you finish your rap, and you're kind of just left, you know, that you've really formed these close bonds, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and you're just like, whoa. Yeah, so it can be, I think a lot of actors, that's why a lot of actors go to, you know, over the years. I think it's changed now, but back definitely in the noughties, actors, when there wasn't an aftercare kind of thing, or people didn't learn how to deal with that, it was a lot of drinking, just a lot of drugs, and, you know, filling that void, I think, you know.
Yeah, because it's something that on the outside you wouldn't think. You think, oh, they're actors, they're just playing a role. But, you know, to do that very well, you need to, you know, put a ton of emotion, a ton of dedication in it, that of course it's going to take its toll. If you're tired from a day of working, whatever you do.
Some actors do. And then some actors are great at literally just shooting the breeze, stepping in, doing it, and just going home. You know what I mean?
Flicking a switch.
Yeah, flicking a switch, and it's completely convincing. Everyone has different ways of and then it changes for certain actors as well. Sometimes one job they could be really intense and in it, and the other job they don't need to be. It's just where they are in life as well. Do you know what I mean? It's whatever you do, I think. And that's why I think actors get annoyed when people are like, oh, you a method actor, you know what I mean? But they're like, no, there's no such thing as a method actor. You kind of just figure out what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everyone has their own process.
Everyone has their own process
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would you say that role was not the hardest on you, but, you know, the toughest to get through or to play? Or...
No. Actually, yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, no, because I had so much time to prepare for it. At the start, it was the most panic ever. It was like, how the hell am I going to do this? Like, but there was 3 really that are like, were the toughest. It was a show called Borgia, because it was such a lot. It was 3 years of being in that. So it was a lot of depression after figuring that one out.
Oh, that's when you were like a young pope.
Yeah. So there was a lot of like heavy dialogue, big scenes, and I struggle with heavy dialogue scenes. Like I love more improvising and just like going with it. But it was Tom Fontana wrote that, so he's a genius writer. So it was just like when you connect to the dialogue, it's like amazing. You know what I mean? And then there was Good Vibrations as well, and that was playing a real character, Brian Young. So I got to hang out with him and trying to nail that accent. That was another one. So those 3 were kind of probably the 3 pinnacle. But, you know, they're hard at the start, but then they're when you find the character and click into it, it's so exhilarating, so creative, you know. And then you finally get it, you're like, that's it, and you can play with it then, you know.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to get into it.
Is that like, how did you get the Cork accent down so well? Were you down there for a while, or?
Yeah. I'd go back and forth down there because we had so much time to prepare, and I just, you know, all the lads were, you know, from the cabin and stuff, they were all involved in it. So I'd be listening to them, hanging out with them. And then Boney and Danny, Boney played my cousin in it, and Danny played my brother, and I would call them or ask them I'd voice note them if I had an idea or something, and in the scene, if I wanted to improv or something, I'd be like, what would you say here? How would you say this? And, you know, and then I'd say it back to them, and they tell me if I'm on par or not. And And then what happened was then when I finally found it, it was when Brendan was explaining his brother-in-law, who Shane was based on, and you know, he get obsessed with certain things over his life, his brother-in-law. And we had this early storyline in Chrissy that Shane was obsessed with bolognese, spaghetti bolognese. And he went to, Stacey brought him off to Italy to find the most perfect bolognese, but they don't have bolognese in Italy. It's all ragu.
Ragu, exactly,
And as Brendan was describing that, he was like, "Are you allowed to curse on this?"
Oh,
No,
yeah, curse away, yeah.
He was like, as Shane, when Shane gets to there, he's just like, they don't have any fucking bolognese, like real bolognese in fucking Italy. It's all fucking beef ragu and horse ragu. You know what I mean? And he did this with his hand, and I realized Brendan was like that when he was doing it. I was like, oh my God, my mate Glenn, who lives actually around the corner from you, down where we are in City West, he does this with his hand, and he's a really like opinionated. He's in the army, and he's like, Dermo, you have to do this, pal. You can't do that now. I'm telling you, right? And he do this, and then that was my way in. When I found that was the attitude of Shane. It was like this stubborn kind of like, that's how he expresses love, and that's how he expresses care, and that's where the accent came in. Then they both bonded, and I finally found him, and I was like, that's it.
That was
There was a lot of, you can't do that, boy. No, that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's how it worked.
I think I was watching some clips of it. It's actually like, because from the trailer, I might thought, this might be very sad film, but it's actually like really funny.
Yeah.
In parts when you're doing the barbecue.
Yeah.
And you're doing the sausages and they're really giving you a hard time.
Jamie. Yeah. Little Jamie.
Cold, yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. It's so
he's
good.
hilarious on it, yeah. The two of you are actually.
By. It's like, no, they're charred by. It's a barbecue. But yeah, Jamie's amazing. Yeah. He's so good. Yeah, he was the life. He was the life and soul of that whole shoot. Yeah. God. Yeah. We were just at the IFTAs there. He loved it. Yeah. God, he was soaking it up. But he's amazing in it. Yeah.
I seen actually you was at the IFTAs. It looked like a great time, and all these together, that you really bonded as a cast.
Yeah, just to see them, like, like Danny, I've never seen, Danny looked like 20 years younger, like he just lit up, like, and yeah, like, I mean, Jamie sent me a little text on the way down on the train. He was like, I'm 2 stops away. You know what I mean? I was like, that's amazing. He's so excited to be there, Well,
it's a very exciting time, yeah.
Yeah.
And it did well anyway.
Yeah. Did great. Yeah, it was great to see,
It won.
It's nice little roundup. Won best film.
Yeah.
And then like a few, like Brendan got best director, and I think Dahi got best editor for the music and stuff, and our best composer, and Alan got best editor. So yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it's good.
So it's because it had a good run even internationally outside Ireland.
Yeah.
It was at Berlin, wasn't it?
Yeah. Won the grand jury prize. Something like grand jury prize in Berlin. Yeah.
You must be wrecked now if you're going off to all these places.
Yeah.
All the press runs and stuff.
Yeah. We did a lot of it. Yeah, I think I have 3 more festivals to go to. But yeah, I mean, it's first world problems, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some good problems.
Good problems to have. Yeah. God.
And so, do you have anything else coming up now?
I've got coming. There's actually a thing on tonight called Lydia on Virgin Media. That is about Lydia Foy. The first, she fought for 20 years to change her sex on her birth certificate after she changed sex. So I play her lawyer, Michael Farrell. He was like a human rights lawyer. So that was cool. That was a cool shoot to do. It's like a pilot. 1 or 2 other kind of shorts coming out, and then that I just finished, and then I've got a Netflix show that will be out next year called The Swap. So it's like a Swedish Italian thriller. Play this nasty American brother in it. Yeah. So that was another real dream job to do. Yeah, it was great.
You brushing up on your American accent?
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. It was a mad experience driving. It's a dream job. Like it was another one that the director was just like, do what you want.
Yeah.
Like they just trusted me. They're like, I could improvise everything, do whatever I wanted. And then the other side of it was like, it was all opulence and wealth, and I'd never experienced that in my life. So there was a lot of driving Ferraris and mad stuff. Like it was crazy. Totally different life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you play a proper. You don't have. I know. Obviously, it's not out yet, so you don't have to give too much away. But you play a proper nasty antagonist.
Yeah. It's basically. It's set. The story is basically. It's like me and my sister. My sister's an heir from a really wealthy family in New York, and she lives in Italy. And I'm in finance, and I'm kind of jealous of her. She gets with a guy, a Swedish guy who's living in Italy, and I'm really jealous of that. And stuff conspires and things happen, and nastiness happens and different things. And it becomes this massive thriller. Yeah, and so there's some cool things in it. Yeah.
Oh, so you're a real nasty finance bro.
I'm a real, kind of like a Rory Culkin character in Succession or something. That kind of character, like charming and like slick and but also slimy and I'd throw my granny under a bus to get what I wanted. You know what I mean? That's the kind.
So
of
you're a real
character.
kind of Wall Street type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gordon Gecko-ish.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I look forward to coming next year. You said, is it or
be this year? Yeah,
this year.
This year at some point. Yeah.
What's the name again?
The Swap.
The Swap.
In English. Yeah, and
The Swap.
I think it's called Betet in Swedish.
Okay. Yeah.
But they haven't finalized the title. I don't think yet.
Okay.
Who knows? Yeah.
Would that be your first time like being on a platform like Netflix, or do you have other things on?
Borgia was the first
Borgia's
one.
on Netflix,
yeah, and then I think Blood is on it at the moment. TV show I did a couple of years ago, but Netflix I think bought it.
That was an Irish show, was it?
Yeah, Irish show. Yeah, Adrian Dunbar played my dad in it. But I think it was originally Virgin Media. And then,
Okay.
So that was like 5-6 years ago now, but Netflix I think just bought it, so it's out now on Netflix.
Oh, was that about the feuding families?
It was about it was about my mum died in it, and my sister has a series of mental illness, and she comes back home to the family, and then she suspects that her dad has killed her mum, but everyone else thinks she's crazy. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like what is gaslighting, what isn't, and where does mental illness fit into reality or not? It's a cool concept.
You seem to, with the roles that you're in, you seem to kind of, now correct me if I'm wrong, like the roles with a little bit of a harder edge.
Yeah. I kind of grew up. See, I grew up more doing kind of like the charming, quirky roles when I was younger.
Yeah.
And when I kind of just got it, hit my teens or whatever, and I really wanted to start doing more dramatic or more edgy stuff. That's kind of where my heart lies,
More gritty type films.
Yeah. And it's funny, I at the IFTAs there, I was talking to a big actress, really cool actress. I won't say her name, but she was, we were just talking about that, and she was like, I was like, yeah, I loved it. And she's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm so sick of that now. So she's done loads of really, really good dramas and stuff, and she's like, no, I just want to do some fun stuff now. I keep getting the dramatic, crying hard roles, and she just wants to do comedy or do fun now. I think she's writing something for herself, but it's so interesting. People are at different points in their life,
their careers, and is there any type of role that you would like to try, or any type of genre you'd like to try, or are you happy with those type of gritty roles?
I like the gritty roles, but just in terms of physical, I'd love to do stuff in the world of like military stuff. I'd love to, I'd be interested in PTSD and the military things, and I'd love to write a film about the Irish Army Rangers. No one's ever really,
Yeah, very secretive.
Very secretive.
Yeah, and they're definitely doing some stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very hush hush.
Yeah, very hush hush, and it'd be really interesting just to see where their mental health lies and stuff, and when they come home, and how it affects their family life, and how many of them are single or not single, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It'd be an interesting
Definitely
concept.
not been done.
No. I think the closest they got to any of that kind of stuff was Jadaville, which is an interesting one.
Right, yeah, that was a great film.
But I've always been interested in the Ranger wing, so yeah, I'd say it'd be very hard to get any kind of, info on it, really,
Yeah, because
and how much can you actually put out there,
Yeah, because it's like the top tier military, specialist military force. Probably some things they don't want you to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Is there anything any genre or anything you'd love to get into? directing?
Well, I haven't really done a huge amount so far. I do, like yourself, I kind of like the more kind of the gritty topics and subjects.
Yeah.
Like so far for me, it's been when I used to do kind of commercial videos for businesses, a couple of music videos, and then documentaries. So documentaries is kind of where I'm at now at the moment.
Well, we have to do something together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We have to do something nice and
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, I'll be totally up for that. Just need to carve out the time. Time is difficult.
And the money.
And the money. Most importantly, the money. Like with funding in Ireland, how difficult is it to get funding in Ireland for your experience with the projects you've worked on?
It's hard. It's really hard. Like I wouldn't be on. So for me, I don't really see that end of things, but I have friends who are involved in that stuff, and yeah, I've had friends that have had really successful films, but they haven't got any funding on the Irish side, and they've gone to England, and then they might get funding. And then other friends that the Screen Ireland just love their stuff and just scoop it up. So it's really individual and really it's really hard. It's like you could be putting so much into something and see the absolute like possibility and potential of what you have there, and nobody else sees it,
Yeah.
So, and the thing with especially with Christy, like Brendan and Alan just saw this view of Knocknaheeny, Cork, that only they really knew. Like it was so interesting because when they were just messing about and you'd be just shooting the breeze and having fun before anything was kind of fully written or before they committed to the feature, they had so much stories and so much. They had such a funny but also heartbreaking and also beautiful kind of soul connection to that area, and certain things they would say and stories they come out with. You just be like, that's amazing, like but it's such a specific kind of comedy and specific kind of humor that nobody else knows really. So when they were trying to pitch that, or to different people out over the time, and we'd be talking then on the phone, I'd be like, lads, you have to stick, don't let them change your kind of your view or what you're doing. Don't let them put it into like a box, or because it's not that film, it's not in a box. Knocknaheeny and that, no one had ever really seen that kind of that kind of thing, that view of Knocknaheeny. So you have to stick with your image and just stick with like your viewpoint, because only that's what you guys know, that nobody else really can see. So it's not going to resonate on script. Sometimes it doesn't resonate on the screenplay. You have to show people as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that can be the hard thing, to get. That can be hard to get funding because they just don't see it sometimes. Now they did see it with Christie, but I've seen other things where they had to be shown. And some people just take a leap of faith on you
like
as well.
A proof of concept was kind of
proof of concept, or sometimes you got to just go out and shoot something yourself as well. Yeah, like so yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to get funding.
Is there like a specific genre that is more favourable to get funding in Ireland?
Well, or what's kind of I don't know about Ireland. Horrors seem to be doing quite well, and it's the same in Hollywood or in LA. A friend of mine went over. He had a film that was quite successful, and he went over and he was meeting with a lot of different producers and stuff. And he had great scripts, like amazing dramatic scripts. I was like, what, blown away. And they were like, don't mention drama. That's what they said to him. They're like, no, horror is horror is more bankable. That's what they want, right? My mate was just like, oh my God, fucking hell, like, you know what I mean? It was
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. But they seem to be making everything here now. All the American stuff is coming here, and
more cost effective film here, probably.
Yeah. Sure. Even Jamie Foxx is doing a TV show here.
Really?
His TV show, and it's cheaper, I think, for him to fly the contestants from LA to here than to shoot in LA. Yeah,
that's crazy.
So like everything's been shot here at the moment. So it's a great time for Irish cinema, and Irish film and Irish TV.
What advice would you give to any kind of actors coming up now, or who are on their path already, or who are thinking about it?
Don't know if I'm the person to give advice. I can only speak for myself, really, and that's just what's worked for me is you know, I think Cillian Murphy said a great thing where he was like, I heard him say something where like, if anybody knows, if they have advice where they can tell you exactly how to do it, or they know what they're doing, they're lying. Like, we're all just really just kind of, you hear a lot of actors going, oh, I chose this film because of this, I chose this film because of that, because I read. Like, that's all, a lot of that's bullshit. Like, you know, they come up with that after they get the film, but at the time they needed the job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think everyone's just trying to figure it out. And you kind of just do what you have to and what you can you just find a way and figure it out. But for me, what really works is therapy. A lot of therapy. I've got like 2 different therapists. So once you're constantly working on yourself, that's just for me, and in tune with myself, that seems to work. Meditation, and just kind of like surrounding myself with good people that don't put like acting or film on a pedestal, and don't model, like, you know, like make big deals out of anything, or you know, like, are real people, like, in terms of know what's important in life. Do you know what I mean? If someone's moaning or going on about, you know, how they didn't get this job or that job, or going on about a trailer or something, or you know what I mean? It's like, get over yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're all, like, you know, coming home to the fucking cold, and you know what I mean? And so I've got one friend who's always like, and I love it, like, you know, he'll always be like, actors are the worst people. Do you know what I mean? I love that.
Is he an actor himself?
He is, yeah,
Oh, he is.
yeah, he is. Yeah, you know. So, yeah, I think just surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.
Make good work. In my opinion, work leads to work, but also balance, quantity, not quality, not quantity.
Mm-hmm.
But then also a little bit of quantity. So balance, I think, is a good. I don't know. What do you think? From what you've seen over the years?
I have no idea.
Really? Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
For actors?
Yeah, for anyone in film or actors. Yeah.
I guess it's probably, now I'm just someone who kind of.
Well, what would you say for cinematography or directing?
Well, see, I'm just kind of someone who makes stuff when they kind of feel like it, you know. So I suppose just, and now I'm not getting calls to be there's some big director guy who just kind of makes videos now and again, but I suppose like, just do it, you know, consistency, just do it. Because I studied video and film in college, media production in Liberty's College, and then went to Overhampton for a bit for video and film, and I think I finished in like 2009, and then I was like bang right in the middle of the recession, trying to get my old job back in Dunn Stores, so I couldn't get it, you know. So it was just more about like, okay, I need a job, money now. And then
that seems to happen a lot in film, schools and stuff. Is what I heard. People, you know, it's the biggest, like, it's kind of a bubble, or it's a big deal, and then they leave, and they're never shown how to get jobs, how to fit into the industry. Just, like, they're left on their own. Then they're just panicking. Yeah,
I found that as well. Like, I think one of the big things that helped me get, because I did many years where I didn't do any video at all, and I got kind of depressed about it. I was like, oh, fucking hell, I'm not doing anything that I studied. Now I went back to college and did digital marketing and stuff, and I do that now as well. But I was kind of depressed, and I was like, shit, like, I didn't do any of this stuff, and I kind of missed that kind of creative outlet. And so when I had everything stable, had my, you know, job, bread and butter job, paying all the bills, and then I just said, oh well, now I kind of have some time and money, first of all, because I didn't have any money for so long, you know, couldn't buy any equipment or gear. Eventually got my bits of stuff and just went out and just started making videos, you know.
But that's what, like, it's, you know, that's what film is about. You know what I mean? Like, anytime you make really, like, in my opinion, anytime in my experience we've made really good film, you're always on a budget, a really low budget.
Yeah.
And you're always pushing it to the line, and everyone's just cold and not eating well, but everyone's heart is in it. Everyone's there for the right reason, and you feel like you're all going into the trenches together. Yeah, you know I mean, it's great.
Absolutely.
It's a great feeling.
And I think you kind of have to just love it, because I just love even just going out and doing a video, whether it's a music video or documentary or something. Just love doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you get excited. You're like, oh, shoot day today. I have to get all my gear ready. To go interview some people, you know, get some shots, I find it just really exciting. I really love it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the thing. You just have to love it. Like, you just really have to love it.
yeah. And I guess as a director, like surrounding yourself with, like, as you keep going, you surround yourself with, and you get rid of the people that have egos or don't
Yeah.
want to be there or doing it for for the wrong reasons or whatever, for not for your reasons. So you find your tribe.
Yeah.
And I just worked on a thing with Alan Hopkins, the director, and he's done that. It was amazing. Like, he had some really top tier people on it, but they were like, Pierce McGrail was DOP on it, like, and he's just done Saipan. But like, this was really fucking low budget. Like not massively low budget, but people were there just to make film. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's what it's about. Not one bit of moaning, nothing. Like, you know what I mean? People were just excited to create.
To be there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People of that tier, like Pierce and stuff, do you know what I mean? You're like, fuck, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Love what you do and just do it.
Love what you do and do it.
Yeah. Because I think many people I know from college and stuff, is that many people eventually kind of give up because it's hard. It's a very hard thing to break into,
Yeah.
And like, I have my job and I do my job as well. And then I have all the video stuff I do on the side. And that's kept me going. Because I think one of the misconceptions is, whether you're directing or acting or editing, they think, oh, you have to be doing it 100% of the time and you have to be making boatloads of money to be considered that, which I think is really wrong.
No, yeah.
You just have to do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Because, that's so true. Because it's always like, it seems to be, especially with filmmakers, they show people how to treat them. You know what I mean? They do it, suddenly they break through, and then everyone's talking about them. It's like, oh, how did we not see this person before? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like before, and it's always on the cusp of giving up. I always find something special happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do think it's important, actually, just listening to you talk there. I think you're spot on with that as well. Like, it's important to have other stuff in your life. It's so important because you need to have the life experience and fill up the tank all the time. Because if the tank is empty, if you're just thinking about acting work or film work, or like you're just sitting at home, or you're out of the loop of life. And you don't know what's in vogue, what isn't, what's cool, what's not. You know what I mean? You're kind of just, that's no way to live. You need to, and the more you're doing, that's why I went out and did barista work for 3 years, and it wasn't for the money necessarily. It was just for my soul, and just to keep in the loop with life, and just like keep a structure going and do something that's different. And and then suddenly you don't really have time to think too much about auditions or think too much about stuff because you have to work. So I'm just like trying to learn shit, while I'm doing barista work and trying to please other people and stuff, and then you just have to do it. You know what I mean? You have no choice. And I think that there's something to be said about that,
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on, and as well, if you just don't have many lived experiences, you're kind of like a blank canvas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So experience life.
Experience life.
Yeah.
So sounds like the start of Train Spotting or something.
Choose life.
Choose life.
Diarmuid, thanks so much for coming in to talk to me today. It's really interesting to hear about. I know I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's actually nice to actually sit down and actually hear about kind of your career and how it's progressed, and with acting, your processes, and some stuff I didn't know, all about the stuff about looking after yourself after a role and stuff. I think that's really interesting. I think more people should kind of know about that. So yeah, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you. Absolute pleasure. Deadly.
Thanks for listening to the 5th episode of Talking with Patrick. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.